What's going on, you guys? My name is Matt, and I like to talk about error cards. I'm about to show you the most interesting cards that got sold this week, and as you can see from the preview, this is going to be an awesome episode. Now let's get going. First up, basic fire energy from the new set Destined Rivals, and we have a crimp error. Basically, the machine that closes the pack around the card gets misaligned and leaves an indentation. Vertical crimps are much more rare than horizontal crimps, and boy, that is cool. Best accepted offer price was $65, which gives us a 3,614% error value increase. And that's good enough for number 9 this week on our list. Ancient Mew promo card, PSA 10. Sold for $1,700 because, you can't see it, but it says Nintendo. So the third N in Nintendo is missing. It's a repeating error, and I like to track the pricing for it. This added $1,000 of value to this card. Absolutely astonishing. You can see average error price is around $2,000 now. That's updated. And here we have an absolutely incredible error. We have a Shining Mewtwo with an incomplete foil error. Now I believe this was in a magazine. If I find the example, I will show it. Look at this. So the foil layer must have ended here, leaving just an incomplete Mewtwo here. We got just right above the eyes and above without the foil. Absolutely incredible. PSA 6 sold for $2,000. Now this added $1,450 of value to this card. Oh my goodness. And let's take a look at the back. Oh, so cool. And pop that bad boy in the thumbnail, let me tell you. Ink Splash iCarp error. Sold for $58. This is from Scarlet and Violet. Right here, repeating printer hickey. Covers up the MAG in Magikarp. Oh, pretty card too. Would grade well. Not sure how much value it adds actually with it getting it graded. It's kind of interesting with some of these modern errors. But one thing we do know is that eBay sucks. No, one thing we do know is $1.27 is the average non-error price, which gives us 4,467% for the EVI. That's good enough for number 6 this week. If I haven't mentioned, we have an absolutely incredible week this week. A lot of really cool cards. A lot of repeating cards. Hey everyone, sometimes the voices in my head say, "No one likes you." Let's prove I'm wrong and give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you. Good lord. Next up, a Holy Cow miscut. Basically, this got rotated when the cutting machine was cutting the card, and yeah, it left us with this monstrosity. Obtuse angle, acute angle, right corner, alignment dot, right corner, and then, is that another obtuse angle? Yeah, look at that. Boy. Now that's edge of sheet too. You can see the alignment line there and alignment dot. Very neat. This sold for $70 this week. That's not bad for a trainer card. Oh, and an EVI of around 3,000% is not in the top 10. I think this is number 11. Next up, Groudon from Prismatic Evolutions with a texture shift. These are fun. Groudon pushed up here. Swelling power, boom, boom. So all the text, all of the texture above the energy symbols here is all shifted up. And I believe the Pokeball is actually shifted as well. So cool. Only one photo. We'd like to see the back of it, but that's okay. And again, EVI just a hair shy of 3,000%, so not in the top 10. As I get further and further into error collecting, this happens more and more. My offer was turned down, but someone else got accepted. $92 for this bad boy. Repeating printer hickey here on the base set Charmeleon. Absolutely classic. I think I offered an insanely low price. So good for them for turning me down, and this card is clean. Very clean. Average non-error price for a base set Charmeleon, $2.26. So 3,971% is good enough for number 8 this week. And just one more second to admire that red and yellow printer hickey. Love it. Next up, Black Star promo Pikachu from the first Pokemon movie with the inverted stamp. Stamp should be right here, flipped around, and there's only 30 of the Pikachus for this. So this is one of 30, and that's why it sold for $1,400. Now eBay's having an issue now where I click in, click out, and then look, I can't zoom in. The zoom bar is everywhere. eBay, get your act together. Now quality, let's take a look at the back real quick. Okay, not the best, but $1,400 for this because it's one of 30. So with an average non-error price of $9.25, that gives us a 15,035% EVI. That's good enough for number 2 this week. Yes, someone beat that out. This is usually the top dog, any of the inverted stamps. Next up, we have a base set 2 Dragonair with an ink smear error, and the seller was gracious enough to put that in the first photo here. Look at that. So this got smeared a little bit. Oh, that is cool. Not a crazy error, which is why it's not a crazy high price either. Listed for 200, sold for 80, but we still love to see cool errors like this, especially on base set too. It seems like errors are lacking from that set. And the back, CGC gave it an additional ink error. Looks like additional red ink. Now here we have a card that's just in a different category by itself. We have a Grayscale Pokeball filler card. Goodness gracious. So here you see regular yellow border and then gray, and on the back, just a regular Pokemon card. That is insane. Now this sold for $1,100 for this. $1,100. Now, I put average down air prices $1. Just, you know, there's nothing to compare this to, so not gonna be part of the top 10, but just a wonderful card and always so expensive. Now, next up, we're gonna bop on over to Fanatics Collect. We have a CGC 10 red dot error Blastoise. One of the big 3 repeating errors for base set Blastoise. Right here, repeating red dot. I think this is the least expensive of the 3 repeating errors, and I was shocked that a CGC 10 only went for $1,050. Now it still added, what, $200 of value, but you'd like to see this go up a little bit, but I guess I did say this is the least expensive. So really cool card, perfect card, and this was the only interesting card I saw sell this week on Fanatics Collect. Alright, now we have a pair of cards from Destined Rivals, and this is a new error called a Ghost Print error. I believe that's what it's called. Look at this. Oh, so there is the texturing of a different card on here. On the screen you can see what card that is. Really incredible. I've seen several of these pop up, and this one sold for around $76. Average down error price, $237. So that gives us a 3,097% EVI, which is not top 10, but still really incredible. That is so cool. Intro of last week, I tried to bid on one of these, didn't get it, but yeah, cool to see what different errors pop up when new sets get released. Now, same error, same seller from Tyranitar Trading, but we have a basic fire energy. And what is the print on it? A Quill Lava. Is that what it is?
Try again.
A Cyndaquil. Look at that. Oh, so cool. I wonder if it would be just a texture on the top here, or if it extends all the way down to the bottom. Kind of hard to tell with some of these photos. Seems like they just really zoom in on the top part here. But yeah, unsuspecting error. But this bad boy adds a lot of value. This one sold for $75.78, and average down error price $1.75. So that gives us a 4,230% EVI, which is good enough for number 7 this week. Next up, we have a Seru Edge EX with a miscut. So we have a thick border on the left. It looks like alignment dot on the top right and no border on the right. Sold for $50. I was correct, alignment dot, and consistent. So we have just a hair of an alignment dot right there. And same right here with a little bit of a border. That might be a little bit different than the front. Yeah, these miscuts are neat, and these EX ones can go for quite a bit of money. So $50 is pretty good. EVI of around 1,800%. Next up, your boy has been hustling. That was not cool. We have a Shadowless Squirtle, a PSA 10. I sold it for $600, listed it for $1,000. Now, I picked this up for $243, was going to send it to PSA to have them do the error label for it. When I sent it to PSA, I got a notification saying my package was damaged and they refused it. It looked like someone stole the card. So I finally got the card back to me, undamaged, thankfully. I was so scared, I just listed it on eBay, sat for a couple weeks. First offer was $500, declined it. And then someone offered $600, and I accepted it. Biggest card I've sold so far, so really, really happy about that. The repeating error where the V and the E have a red diamond over it. And I'm always on the lookout for these, so congrats to whoever bought this, and yeah, I was very happy to sell this bad boy. I could have maybe gotten more if I sent it to PSA, but I just got scared as heck when it got damaged. So yeah, all in profit, I maybe have made like 300 or something, so I know kind of small potatoes for some other people, but I'm pretty proud of it. Next up, we have a Hippodon, and this is a severe texture shift. You saw the other one I talked about, just a slight shift. This one, quite a bit more. Listed for 100, sold for 80. 90, 140 right here, shifted, looks like up and to the left. Pokeball way over, you can see all the text here. Hippodon's name is actually on another card then. And yes, very cool to see. You see these right here. I could look at them all day, but they're not going to show us the back either. Incredible card, EVI of 3,570%. That's good enough for number 10 this week. I don't know if it was something in the water, but we have quite a few repeating errors coming up here, some absolute classics. First off, Krabby from Fossil Set. Repeating error where missing ink looks like it has a 5th appendage here. Sells for a lot. This sold for $182.48. And I'm clicking away like a storm. Okay, you see cards not in good shape either, and we got $182 for this bad boy. Average down arrow price, $1.25. Always cheap, cheap, cheap. So 14,498% is good enough for number 3 this week. Krabby / error. Love it. These cards together give off like the LeBron, Curry, and KD, vintage vibe on Team USA. Love it. Next up, Jet Plane Abra. Repeating ink error where there's right here to the left of the tree looks like a fighter jet. So cool. Card, pretty good shape actually. Not too bad. A couple nicks and scratches. This sold for $135. Now average down arrow price is $1.29. That gives us a 10,386% EVI. That's good enough for number 4 this week. Again, any of these cards could easily be number 1 in any other week, but they just all happen to sell the same week. Pretty cool. Now here we have a Jolteon from Plasma Freeze, and this is a miscut. An edge of sheet miscut, I believe. We see white right here, shifted up, and the back, yes. So we have, you see just a little bit of alignment line there, alignment dot, white here, and incredible. So consistent front and back. We got the cul-de-sac miscut, and sold for $55 this week. So added around $52 of value. Not bad at all. That's a cool miscut, especially with a unique card like this. Now here's one of the other classics I was talking about. Base set Beedrill with a D.E fending error. Listed for $150, sold for $127. Right here, there's an extra period after D here. D.E fending. Card's not in good shape either. Look at that. That's, ooh, yeah, not good. Despite that, $127 it sold for. Now, average non-error price, $2.25. So, going to be a little bit lower EVI than the other ones because of the higher average non-error price. 5,544%. That's good enough for number 5 this week. And now we got the Young Gun here. Beat out the inverted stamp. Beat out the D.E offending error, the Jet Plane Abra Krabby / error. We have a Volcanion EX with a color bar miscut. So very rare. Miscuts like this are harder to find, especially on cards like this. And to find one that's edge of sheet is extremely rare. And to see the color bar too, I think it is hands down the coolest orientation miscut you can get. Some are a little bit more perfect than others. This is, not absolutely perfect, but I'm not going to be picky about that. You can see consistent here too. We have an alignment out the top right and just a sliver. So it's actually a little wonky, a little bit thicker on the bottom here and thinner on the top. This was listed for $1,000. They did it right. Sold for $400, best accepted offer price. And I always talk about these EX cards can go for buku bucks, and this one absolutely did. Now average non-error price, $2.45. That gives us a 16,227% EVI, which is obviously good enough for number 1 this week. Alright, you'll notice this video is a lot shorter, trying to spice things up a little bit, see if this helps engagement a little bit. I appreciate you watching, thank you. I plan on releasing more second videos in the future of me rambling a little bit more, so if you enjoy that, make sure to stick around, subscribe, like the video, comment, do all those great things, and make sure you have yourself a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching, goodbye.